Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. This is my last interview for the month of May, and as you know, we celebrate May as Mother's Day. It's that holiday that everybody, because like this is why I like this. Mother's Day is every day, and if you know me, follow me. It's been about a couple years since my mother's passed, and and she was my woman. I took care of her. She took care of me, and I miss her. And, it's not the same since she's passed, but she's the one who got me, taking care of her, got me into this and doing these interviews and reach out to ladies like this. And this lady right here, a while back, I had an interview set with her, but you know what happened with me? I had a little situation. And and I couldn't make it, so we had to set it up. And we've been back and forth, back. She was been busy. She was talking to other men. So I'm not a just type. I'm not the other type. Some of the guys are cool. I'm not just type. Okay, I don't get jealous. She's a fine looking lady from the islands. And she just competed just last weekend at the Ultimate Classic, top 4. And last year in Texas, she was top 5. We have here the lovely Mrs. Donna Jones, and we like to welcome her and thank her for the time she gives out here. She's in out in the state Texas. It's hot down there. And I'm in. Oh, I don't envy her. I don't envy her. So, welcome, ma'am. Thank you for your time you're giving us, and please share a story. How did a lovely lady like yourself get started in the sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Okay, well, I got started in 2014. Um, I went to this gym where my old coach me there. So I was amazed to see all these ladies and men have all this muscle, and I was like, huh, this is not the regular gym, huh? So from there, I think it was like I was in my, I was turning 40, 45, 40, somewhere around there. See, I even forgot my age. But anyhow, he would get get me to do bodybuilding, and I kept saying no, no, no. I don't want to do that because I don't want to be on the stage with these little skimpy suits on and stuff. What will my family think about me? So, but one day I thought about it and I was like, you're getting kind of older up there, so don't you want to do something that, that out of the box, something that you never did before? And that's when I got started because I run track most of my life, track and field. Um, I came here on a track scholarship actually from to Abilene Christian University, and I graduated from there last year. If you remember, if you was following me then, yeah, um, that's how I got started. And the first couple tries, it wasn't well, but I start liking it more and more. I like loving the way you know, how the body started to transform nutrition wise, the guidance, and just pushing through like never before, like going beyond boundaries and stuff. And I got hooked from there. I started with women's physique, like the I like it, and I never wanted to move, like to go to a different like to figure or bodybuilding. I just love women's physique.
Yeah, I know. Well, ladies, that's where some ladies say, "Well, I started out in bikini, and then I started in figure, and then eventually I went up to physique or women's bodybuilding." Like I said, one thing is about the process of the athlete. As you grow and develop over time, and you got in the sport in your 40s, and there's quite a few ladies. I remember interview a lady who got in the sport when she was like 55. She just did a couple of pro shows. We've been talking back and forth. She's going to make her compete again this year, and she's going to do figure. She did physique, and she's done figure. You say like you double dip as an amateur, but then when you hit the pro level, like how that old saying, you sit on the pot or get off the pot. But
Yes.
yeah, she got to find a niche. Now you said you were track star. Where are you originally from, and share about your track experience?
I had 4 years there, Abilene Christian, but coming up, I pretty much was one of the runners in Barbados. Um, got to travel, around countries and stuff, competing for my country, and representing Barbados as a pioneer that was attached to the army base in Barbados. So we trained under the army for a couple of years. Um, after they bring back they bring back most of the team that represented the country, and pretty much put all of us together as pioneers, and we went out and represent Barbados to different islands and stuff. And I guess that's how I got seen again, because I had finished with track in high school and stuff. So that's how I got seen again by a coach here in Abilene, and got drafted to for track and field there. We pretty much dominated track and field there. We won nationals every year that I was there. We won nationals. Uh, I won so many different trophies and stuff. So many places that we travel. It was like it's like I tell my kids. I said if I leave this world tomorrow, I'm leaving a legacy. For you girls. I'm pretty much leaving a mark. And none of my kids run. None of them. Maybe I should have had a boy. I don't know.
Oh, you had nothing but girls?
I have all girl. Well, no, I have 4 girls, but 3 of my kids are special needs. So the
Uh-huh.
boy, he's the oldest, but he's special needs also, and 2 of the girls are. My biological, she is 17, and then my oldest daughter, she's not special. She's 22. Just had a baby, so I'm a grandma. Hey.
Yeah, yeah. So congratulations, G Ma. We got her. You're not the first pump grandma we had on here. We had a few ladies who are grandmas and pump. Like, hey, who's that? Who's that? That's my grandma. Your grandma can kick my dad's butt.
I told him, I said, baby, my name is Mia. Okay, it's not grandma, it's Mama Mia.
I, it, some women like my when my mom was coming up, she had 6 of us. And plus she helped raise my 2 older nephews, and they called her mom because she raised them. But they acknowledged her as a grandma. I had an older sister. She was older than me by about. Let me see. She just turned 66 this year. I'm gonna turn 50 years in November. And people thought she was my sister. My sister was my mother. My mother was my grandmother. And sometimes people thought my mother, because she had like they counted my older brother, because the boys, the last 3 were the boys, my older brother, my younger brother, and me and my 2 nephews as her sons. And it's just like that with a family. And my mother, before she passed, she was a great grandma. I pick up my sister that someday, hey, you gotta be careful. You're gonna be a great grandma too, because I had nieces and nephews that are already in their 20s now. Great nieces and nephews in their 20s now.
Wow.
Yeah, time flies. We have here my man here, balls deep. Wait a minute, she just popped in. She popped out here. Yeah, it's all right. Taylor comes in. We have here, balls deep. He says, uh, you know, uh, where is it? Good evening, gorgeous. He's a fan. Also, he says, uh, here's another one. My computer's a little slow. I got to get a new one. He says also this. He says, salute, George, salute, and word up. Thank you. He says, smash the like button. Also, he says, Chicago in here as usual. That's his mantra. And also, he says this. He says, peace and blessings to the chat. Thank you. And also, he says, she's sexy and swole as AF. He says that all the time. Get something new, balls. This new material. And this is new for him. He says, she's a gilf. Grandma definitely can get it. Donna, I tell you, when I get these guys in here, they act like it was the episode of Chappelle Show. I always talk about this. I love that episode of Chappelle Show, True Hollywood Stories with Charlie Murphy. The everybody likes the Rick James, but the one with Prince is also a classic. where he
Mhm.
meets Prince the first time. He's hanging with that guy Mickey Free, and everybody thought Mickey Free was a chick because he was so pretty. So they say Shamar got a new girl. She found a motherfucker. So that's how they act about you, Donna. You're a new girl. You're finding motherfucker. So back to your first. What was it like for you when you were your first time on stage on the lights and the little suit? What was it like?
Yeah, yeah. It was like I think that it was like lost in translation. I was so nervous, so nervous. I think the suit was more what I was worried about. Because in Barbados not that we reserved, because we have calypso and stuff like that, and people always dance in the street in costumes, but I am like more on the shy side, so I don't really like to like have things on like that for everybody to be looking. And then I thought about my parents back home, like what would they think about me? What would they think about me on this stage with this little bikini thingy on? But my dad was like one of my biggest supporters. He even in my track and field years, they were always nervous to come see me run, but he would stay by the radio, and he was just listening to the commentator, saying like, "Is my name back then was Donna Hinkson?" So he was like, "Is Donna Hinkson coming around the turn?" And he would just be, everyone in the district will be there, listening. So whenever I get my trophies and stuff, and I get off the bus, he was there to greet me with my the trophies and stuff. So
Mhm.
when I got into bodybuilding, the same thing. Every time I get on stage, he would call me. He would the day before, and he say, "How you feeling? I pray for you that you do good, And I'm telling you, he always makes sure that he call to find out, how I did and stuff like that. Up until the 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 only time that, of course, that he didn't call me was in back when he got sick, when I went home to visit my mom and him, and he got sick when I was there and passed away. And that same year, I was gonna try to go to nationals, and then I was like, I'm not gonna go. And then I started thinking like my dad would have never want me to give up. He knows the kind of person that I am, and he would never want me to give up. And I went to nationals, and I think Florida. Yeah, we had that. It was Green Point, I think, something. Um, the show, but that was my first a national show, and I went pro. I did exactly what my father told me to do. Go there, have fun, show them that you're a Hinkson. That's what he always said. Show them that you have the Hinkson blood in you. And I did it. I grieved through that whole prep. It seems like every single time, like I'm getting ready for the biggest show, off one of the biggest shows, that somebody in my family always tend to pass away. Like last year, when I step on the stage for Dallas, Texas Pro, my mom had already passed away. So basically, I went from one plane to the next, to go home for her funeral. Yeah, so it was like I did my routine for her, for my mom.
Yeah, I can really understand that because my father passed away. It's gonna be 10 years. We wasn't that close because he was kind of in and out. My parents were together for 50 years, but he was living up in New Jersey while we still down here in North Carolina. And before he passed, we made our amends as men because he was my father. And it did. I didn't go to his funeral because I had started a new job. I couldn't afford to go to New Jersey. My sisters went, my aunts went. I wish I had gone, but I had this new job, and I just couldn't afford to go. And my mom, she was sick for a good while. I was taking care of her for like 5 or 6 years because she had a couple of seizures. She had a first seizure the day after my 40th birthday. And
Oh
then
wow.
she was in and out of hospital a lot. She went to rehab a lot. I was there by her side. That was my woman. I took care of her. And then
Right.
she had, one day got more money, and she wasn't feeling well, and then she went to the hospital, and then she caught the virus. And
Oh.
because she was already sick, it was just, it didn't take long. It was like maybe she was there for about at least a week or so, and then next, it was gone. And then, and it's gonna be 4 years coming up this end of June since she's passed. And when I started doing this content, it was because I was dealing with stuff, her being sick, being at the hospital, and I needed something to help me. Like I was just, on YouTube making videos and some stuff. And then when she was gone, I was like, we stopped doing interviews, and this is something that gives me a purpose, because I don't have kids like, like you. I'm an uncle, I'm a great uncle, but I don't have children of my own. I help raise some of my nieces and nephews. But, this gives me a purpose to talk with ladies like yourself who are in the sport. I'm a fan of bodybuilding. I've been following bodybuilding for practically 40 years. My older brother, who he's been gone for like 20 years, he was a football star in our tone. He always get the muscle max. And I grew up in the 80s. We had Lee Haney, the end of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career. And then I think by the time I got close to my teenage years, y'all women, y'all just something exciting me about you. You just, like my other guys say, you brought out something about me that was just, I don't know, I was just so anxious. I was like a dog chasing cars. I don't know if I catch one, I wouldn't know what to do with it. And I really, your stories about what you went through, that really, especially you were as a track star. Did you ever get to almost to a level to Olympic tryouts in your track career?
I did. I had tryouts, but I didn't make it. But just by just by some seconds.
Yeah, because I know, like, usually, Olympics coming up, I think, in a couple of weeks. It's
Yes.
usually, it's like Jamaica, then you have Barbados, and you have
Yes.
us, and you have the other countries.
Mhm.
Hey, I love watching the track and field because y'all women, y'all little tight skirts, y'all like, you got stallion. Y'all say, yeah, that's just
I
it. So,
love it. I love track and field. I mean, I even though I can't run like I used to before, but I'm telling you, track and field. I used to eat, sleep, and drink track and field. Just love it, love it. Even my parish, because Barbados have the parishes and stuff. They one day they this they were pretty much taking all the women that did something in the community, and I was one of the ones that they honor in my community for being a outstanding track and field person. So I can say that I had a good track record, coming up, a good track record. Even when I got here to ACU, we broke records and stuff like that. Our names are still there in the books and stuff. But I mean, I cannot. I'm just happy and proud of myself for all that, for how far that what I came from to now. I'm just pretty much happy. And I always tell my girls, like, it's not too late to be something that you want to be. I went back to school, I went back to college and got my degree because I didn't finish at Abilene. But over the pandemic time, I a friend of mine that we pretty much close to like sisters, and she was kept encouraging me to go back to school, go back to school. It's the pandemic, and you can't really get out to do anything, go back. And I thank her to today because I went back and I did it, and I earned my degree. In child and family services. Same kind of stuff that I do for needy children and stuff like that. Because I wanted to be in that field. I want to be in that area where I can help more kids, more children, especially that disabled, that nobody really want those kids because they think that it's too much work. It's too much running around and stuff, which it is because as I was going to Optima Classic, one of them in the hospital. So it's at the
yeah,
hospital back and forth. I'm telling you, it's always something, but it's I have the strength to do it. I'm deeply into my faith with God, and I have a church that I go to that is like it's my support, for me. my pastor and everybody that's there. They support me in bodybuilding. They love my arms. That's all they talk about.
Yeah, you see right now we got the hey guys, you see the arms, you get they it's just a week from the last competition, and you still in good shape. I mean, and yeah, I can yeah, see she gave a little pose. Now you gave a little pose to the smokes. Now they're happy. Okay, guys, be calm down. Put away your lotion and your tissue. Okay, be cool, be cool. And yeah, because I can tell you, I remember when my brother died. Someone told me this: God don't put no more than he can bear.
Amen. To
And yeah, and my mom always trust and believe, son, because when she died, my heart was broken, but you know what? I was strong because I know she suffered long enough, and I did all my crying. I'm like this. My mother was my woman, and I buried my woman, and now I'm a widower. That's how I feel. We
yeah,
we were together, lived in the same house for almost 30 years, and everybody else doing this, we were doing that. She was my road dog, my riding buddy. We got some people to come in right here. We have here my man, Lawrence Perkins. Shout out to Lawrence Perkins. Says, good evening, Miss Donna, George, and Balls D. Thank you. Good evening to you too, Lawrence. Also, this might be a new one here. We have here B Bodybuilding fan 10101. He says, very beautiful lady, beautiful physique. Also, my man Lawrence again says, I always say that our children and youth is the reflection of us. Yeah, I remember the old song, that was that old Whitney Houston. I remember we sang that in school. It was the greatest love of all, the greatest love, keep the children on and whatever. But yeah, but after you took some time off because you turned
yeah.
pro and you took some time off. What were you doing in that time before came back and started competing?
Well, actually, the first when I went time got that time off, I had surgery because I had competed with pretty much with my. They said I had a cyst in my ovary that pretty much was growing so big that it was pressing on my stomach, like into my stomach. So I know in between my workouts and stuff, I would feel, like nauseated. I stayed bloated all the time. And I was like, there's something wrong, something different that's going on here. So when I got checked, yeah, he said, you need surgery like right now. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So that I had to get that removed. I had to get that removed plus a ovary. So that took me, I said, like 18 months or so before I could even start lifting like I wanted to. And then pretty much after that, um, I was still working out in between the time, that I was able to get back out there and start working out and stuff. But I had to be careful with some of the foods that I eating also because it was causing me like my stomach to start acting up and stuff. Then I went back to the doctor then to find out that my gallbladder need to come out too. Yeah,
Whoa, whoa.
surgery number two. That pretty much put me right back to like from the beginning again because the cuts that they had from the previous surgery they had to go back through the same. So it's like had my abs. That's why I can't do as much abs like I used to before because I have a hernia around my abdominal site. So because they went in there two times. So each time they went in there, it weakens the muscle. So I,
Abdominal walls. Yeah.
doing abs like I used to before.
Mm. I can
Yeah,
tell you, like, this was a few years ago when I was working. I used to have quite a few jobs when I was younger, and then I was working in this food processors plant, and I thought I was just getting the code because I was working in the code department. And I go to my sister's who's like, if I went back home, I had to go another 50, 60 miles back home. So I said, well, my sister's just like 20, 30 miles down the other way. I went to see, she said, you know what, Joe, go see yourself checked out. So I go to urgent care. Urgent care told me something's wrong with me. And I said, what's wrong? We don't know what it is, Mr. MacArthur. So we're sending you to one of our bigger hospitals. That was High Smith Frame. That's in Fayetteville. I was there to tell me, said, Mr. MacArthur, you had a heart attack. And I said, "What?" I did, usually hard to you like Fred Sanford, like, "You could come to get you, Elizabeth." And what it was my heart was you. When I went to see a specialist, he said my heart pressure was really low, and because of that, I had to get a pacemaker.
Okay.
And I tell you, it's I've been having it for at least about 10 years. It's been doing pretty good. It's just that I had to need to take better care of myself. It's genetics. My mother, she had issues like my heart. My father had died from heart issues. I have cousins and uncles that happened like that, and it was just that I wasn't taking care of myself like I was working. At one point, when I was by the time I was my family sharecropper, so I did a little sharecropping when I was about 12 to 14 years old. Then I worked at a gas station when I was 16. I used to work at textiles with, showing shirts and jeans and stuff like that. I did that for like 13, 14 years. And then I had another job, Donna. It was a job where you call it a gentleman's club, but in the hood, you call it the booty club. I worked there for 5, 6 years. Yeah. Guys say, "Hey man, George, you work at the booty club." Dude, it's not all that. It's not all what you think. It's yeah, you see ladies walking around, yeah, whatever. Have some fun, good times, but sometimes there's some bad times. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand, having like some things. I have like quite system issues. Like I have DDA septum here. I got two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I got other because I'm getting older. I'm going to be 50 in November, and because I've done work that maybe some grown people can't do. There's grown people that won't do the work I used to do when I was growing up. But yeah, I can understand, and it's tough. Medical issues can really set a person back,
Yeah.
especially if you want to further your career in the sport of bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really can. And that's what
Hmm.
it did. I remember I went to my coach a year ago, the year before I started prepping for uh, Texas Pro. And I was like, oh, I want to do Texas Pro. Um, so it wasn't last year, but the year before. He said, I don't think so. He said, he said, you need to take time and you need to take time and prep. You need to get back on track with yourself, get back on track with me, because when I pause from I pause with training with him also, to take to get well from the gallbladder surgery. So he was like, we need to get back into the communication level and stuff like that, and you need a year to prep for this show. And I was disappointed when I couldn't do the show that year, but then when I look back at it, it's like I he was right. I needed that time. I needed more time to get back into the groove of things. To tighten things that was after not training for so long, how things get out of hand and stuff. So yeah. Um, so I was happy that he made that decision. Some coaches would be like, "Okay, you ready? Just bring all your money and come, and just let me pelt you on the stage however you want to look." But for him, it's not all about the money. It's about him making pushing you to be the best of yourself. You know, not for anyone else, but for yourself on stage. He give you the plan, but you're the one that gotta execute it. You're the one that have to carry it out. And he don't look for just give me your money. He wants to see you succeed also. And he would never. I had him as a coach for nine plus years since I've been a pro. And I'm telling you, we been in the top five every time we won some shows. So I know for a fact, anytime that he tell me it is time for you to relax and sit down and you know we went to off season. We're not doing any more shows. We're gonna just keep things how it is, and we're gonna just go forward as the months go. We're gonna just go with the months. We're gonna just go with your body. We're gonna just grow some areas, that work on some areas and stuff. And that's the one thing that I love about him. It is not about the money, but it is about his clients, and he cared deeply for his clients. So
Hmm.
he is
Yeah.
the
So
He is
So what's
the.
your coach's name?
Go ahead,
What's your coach's name?
Chris Darby.
And that's good. That I know I talked to ladies that some coaches that give a cookie cutter plan. You do the same thing you do for a man, but you got to remember, men and women are different. Biologically, physically, men can put on
Mm-hmm.
muscle more because we have that natural testosterone in our system, but
Mm-hmm.
women you don't. You do have, like say, we still share some common biologies with men and women, but you have that small bit. Like we had that small bit of estrogen, but
Yes.
it doesn't work because like I talked to a lady who was working. She was I think she was a figure competitor, and she had a coach giving her the same plan he had given to male bodybuilders. I know women who in bodybuilding who I can understand they can do those plans, but then sometimes things like stomach issues. Also, as being a woman, you have menstruation and stuff like that. All the stuff that falls with your biology that affects how you grow and develop as a bodybuilder. We have here my man Davis Adams. Shout out to him. He says, "Good evening, George and Donna and everyone. Thank you, Davis. Appreciate it for your time." And also, really, it's a lot to just work. Is people understand this? The mindset of most people who think about bodybuilding is like, okay, I got to do is take some roids, shoot up, do this. I can get big like that. No, you have to be consistent. Follow a
Yes.
diet, have a plan, work out
Yes.
every day.
Yeah.
Like when you get up in the morning, what's your regimen for you when you start your day?
Fasted cardio. Early in the morning. 45 minutes to an hour. My coach love cardio. I'm telling you. I call
What kind of coach loves cardio? He's a freak.
him. He is. I call him cardio Darby because he, even in off season, he makes sure. He said, first of all, it's good for your heart. Second of all, it keeps you, accountable. It keeps you tight. It's just like. So when you're ready to really get into comp- competition mode, excuse me, your body is already it's already have a baseline to start with. I mean, I don't like cardio. Who likes cardio?
No, no,
Oh, there's a machine called the Stairmaster, and we're not good
what?
friends.
I can't. I used to go to Planet Fitness. I can't, I'm not. I do treadmill. I do the bikes, but hell no. With my knees, I'm not. I can't do no. Hell no.
With a 25-pound weight vest, okay. On top of that, yes.
You train like a Goku from Dragon Ball Z. You might take next day put leg weights on you, so then you can run fast. I mean, he's a taskmaster. He wants you to die.
Listen, that's that's what he said. I said, "You're so mean to me." He said, "Yeah, because nobody else is gonna do it for you."
Yeah, that's it.
It's mean, but yeah, he's a one in a million. I'm not even kidding you. I've never had the urge to be coach hopping at all because everything that I need in a coach, he is, and more.
That's good because you know what I know about competitive. I think sometimes when somebody leave a coach because maybe they outgrown that coach or they want to find something that works. And sometimes relationships may not go as well. I know some ladies who have been with a coach for a long time. Some like maybe it's just that when they start hitting that level, especially they start going to another division, they feel like what this guy's good for this one, but I might need to find somebody to get me to the next one. Here we have here from man Lawrence Perkins. He says, um, Miss Donna, I'm always proud of you, regardless. You won the main women on this planet lead by example. Also, this is from David says, George, come on, George, workout is good for you. Yes, I know, but right now I don't got no way to get around. My car is in the shop. And also, like I said, my knees, I do try to walk as much as I can, but my knees be screaming at me sometimes, say, you can't go no more. But like, but this is what I do. I think of my favorite character. That's Rocky Balboa, and I think of what Rocky tells you. He says it doesn't matter how hard you get hit. Just it's just how you take the hits and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. And then sometimes Rocky said, "I'm going like Rocky. I'm going like Mick. I'm going to die." So and also This is from my man. This is from Lawrence. He says this. He says, "Everything is going well. Davis, how about you? Yourself? Okay, yeah. They're just talking back and forth. This is also from. He says, absolutely, we'll work out every day to stay pumped. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, like I said, folks, we're gonna do this. We're gonna jump into social media for a little bit. Look at some pictures and stuff like that on her IG. If you want to follow her, her IG link is in the description of this live stream. You want to check her out, follow her, support her in her path as an athlete. But it's no offense to you, Donna. I do this because it's something I have to do every time when I do these interviews. Guys, I'm gonna tell you this. It's a lovely lady. She took the time out to speak with me. Be respectful. No D pics. I know she's a lovely chocolate lady. I know that you guys excited by these ladies, but stop it. She got kids. I think no one wants to see that. No one see your thumb. Just because you get excited. Nobody. Come on. Come on. I tell you, Donna, women told me some crazy stories with guys sitting online, and I'm just my sometimes it peels back my wig when I hear it. It does.
They have a few
So
weird ones.
yeah, just block them, but sometimes you get. So anyways, we'll go jump in her IG, and here he is, and here she is, right at the you look at that, look at that pump, look at those quads. Wow. What was the critique? You get the judge's critique. Look from the back. Bam. This is why I love black female bodybuilders. It's just the beauty, the skin, the muscle. It's just something beautiful to see. No offense to the other women of ethnic backgrounds, but I just love my sisters. And here, who's a big pump dude standing next to you? Is he your
Yeah,
boyfriend?
that's my coach.
Okay. We're cool. Okay. I'll say okay. All right. He's a pretty cool dude. Did he ever compete himself?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a awesome.
Yeah. And here we are. At the lineup. There's Luciana Escuela. There's Susan Graham. There's you. I think that's Katie Natlin, and at the end, I think that's Haley Storm. I interviewed Haley a while back. She's a pretty cool lady, and doing the poses. Front double. The quarter turn, the rear shot. Yeah, that's the money shot. Then another quarter turn, and here is you at the top four. There's you, Natalia Bastrova, Susan, and Haley again.
Mhm.
And what was that like that lineup for y'all? You feel like you're surprised you're gonna make the top four?
Uh, I I was surprised that I thought that I had top three. I thought I did, but yeah, it was a little surprise for me. But it is what it is. The feedback that I had from the head coach, I mean, from the head judge, she said that I need to tighten my glutes some more and um, work on my front relax pose.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you're supposed to look pretty good. You look very comfortable. You got the little you wearing the hips. You're wearing the hips. And who was your posing coach? Who you working with?
Her name is Macy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So me
Yeah.
and her pretty much we started this song here, and I was kind of late, anyways, starting up for this prep because I had so much going on. I put my house on the market,
Mm-hmm.
and I was moving in between. I had to get pretty much placements for my handicapped kids. So it was like I move about five. I could tell you that I move about 3 or 4 times because I had to move them first individually, move all the stuff out of my house and stuff like that. I mean, this was a very difficult prep for me overall. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm even surprised that I went there, like I said, with even with more stress because I left one of my kids and ice in the ICU. Um, was thinking about her the whole time. That I was there and calling and making sure that she's doing that she's at least stable and stuff. She is stable now. but she's still in the hospital. So yeah, all of that stuff, it was weighted down. I got into this apartment. You can probably still see the boxes sitting over there
Yeah, I've
because
seen the background. Yeah,
I was
we
so
here.
weak. I couldn't
Yeah,
even like unpack anything except the little pots and pans just to prep my meals in because I was so like drained physically and mentally. And like I said, this is one of the toughest preps that I had in years.
yeah,
And
because bodybuilding it's a draining sport. It's draining physically, mentally, financially. That's the one
mm-hmm,
thing. You got 3 kids. You got to take care of special needs, and that's a lot. Because I remember me and my mom, we took care of my brother's youngest son. He was autistic, and when she got sick, I had to step up because I had to play daddy. My brother, he was working, doing his thing. He came he was around, but he mostly was working. But my mom was in and out of rehab and in and out of hospital, and someone had to play till his mother came and got him. That was the closest thing I had to my own child, taking care of him. I used
yeah,
to get him on the bus to go to special school, and I mean, one time he got off the bus, and the bus driver was talking to me, and then I turned around, he jumped in a mud puddle because his favorite show was to watch was Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig said, "Hey, Judge, let's jump in the mud puddle."
mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like anything. Children with special needs is a lot of work, and you have to
It's
love the work when you take care of them.
and these kids are like total care. Okay, they can't speak, they can't see. One of them can see, the other two are blind. They can't walk. They got the one that is in the hospital now. She has severe scoliosis, so to the point where it's almost like she's shaped into a S, like a S shape. So it keeps pressing on her. Her ribs will press against her intestines and stuff, and that will cause her to be, want to throw up all the time because of the when the stomach get fills up. So yeah, they're very critical, and most of mine
Yeah, I
are.
know. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I know it's tough, and sometimes it can break your hearts. You can only but do so much for the children, but you know what? As
Yes,
long as you're there and you're there to take care of them,
yes.
that's is very important. Now, this is a show you did. Was this one of your early, doing your career? I'm looking at. I think it
Uh,
was this show here. This was this your first show? Was this a show you did before you got your pro card?
that was that was last year.
Oh, last
Was
year. Oh, wow.
I even? I don't even see. Oh, yeah. That I think that was last year.
Oh, that's actually so. You did this. You just after Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. You look pretty good. I like this from the back. Look from the back. I mean, I'm trying to behave myself. I'm gonna be like again, like I'm a muscle per smoke. You ladies tight. I try to behave myself, but sometimes I just forget myself. So when you're working out, what's that workout that you say? You know what? I can get through the day, and I walk out says, if I could skip it, I would skip it.
I think his legs.
That's every typical bodybuilder's answer. No one likes legs. Now I've interviewed some ladies who say they love leg day. I said, you are a freak, you're a mutant. You know, I mean, if you love leg day, because it's just you got I always like to talk about this. This is my instead again, I'm a big fan of Chappelle Show. I love good TV shows, good movies. And I remember the episode when the True Holly story when Charlie meets Rick James, and Rick James go back to the house, and tells Eddie Murphy, "You got a nice couch." He said, "F your couch, nigga, F your couch." And then they beat up on his legs, and and Dave Chappelle's trying to crawl. I said, "What about my legs, Eddie? What about my legs, Charlie?" That's how bodybuilder feels. They feel like Eddie and Charlie Murphy just beat on the legs. I mean, it's awful. And what's your favorite? What's the one you like? Because I know most definitely got to be your back and shoulders.
Yes. Back. Back.
Yes, everybody. Yeah, everybody loves. I think back is the one that's hard to work with because you can't see as well as you can do your
Mhm.
arms or because you really have to put some work into your back. And I know with
Yes.
some ladies, they run shows with their back because
Hmm.
sometimes everything in the front looks good, but then it's just if the back looks better than what you got in the front, you can win your show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
here we got some comments. This is from a man. David says, "Come on, George, workout is good for you." It says also he says this. He says this is from a man, Lloyd Perkins, "The Art of Strength." Thank you. And also this is from David says, "I follow Donna on Instagram." Yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you. You just picked a new follower. So what was that feeling like when you were in Texas and they told you, hey, you're top five, and you get a nice little check out of it?
Ah, yeah. I felt like I won. I mean, and then my coach put a surprise. That's why I was like this. He's one in a million. Because when I finished my routine and I was walking off stage, um, the commentator called me back and he was like, "I have to just tell you about this lady here." Um, and I was like in shock because I didn't know that was coming at all. For all the stuff that I went through the year, you know, my coach he just had to highlight me, you know. And then but when my mom passed in that same week, that I was on stage and dedicating the song to her from Rihanna, um, "Lift Me Up." So I couldn't do anything else but cry. I didn't. Everybody was just like applause and stuff, and he started telling them about my health and stuff and all the things I've been through with my kids and stuff like that. And I still work through with all the demands and with all the pressure, with all the grief and everything that was coming down on me. I still kept pushing through, and to bring in that's one of the best packages that we had in since I came back to stage. That we worked a whole year on to bring to Texas Pros. So I mean, to be up there with those ladies after being so long off the stage, I felt like I was the winner. Like I did my best, and to be in the first call outs and to be up here with these five ladies that are gunning for it, I'm I'm pleased. I'm well pleased.
Yeah, 'cause I mean the lineup was Evie Rain won the show, and I think there was Alyssa. What's Alyssa's last name? I forget. It's Alyssa Kissling, and then I think also I think it was Sarah. I believe it was also, and I think was I forgot who was the other girl was. I remember some of the, but I most definitely remember Evie because she did Tampa. She lost to Jenny Feldman. She did that show, and then it was no more than after that. She wasn't. Went and flew over to Romania and did the Masters Olympia,
Yeah,
and yeah, that's good. That's a really good lineup. I mean, Evie's a multiple time Olympic competitor. I mean, Sarah, she looks like she's promising. Alyssa's been to the Olympia herself, and you had Sarah Vilgas, who has, if you saw on the news lately, she's putting up, more prize money. It's not just from the top five; it's already down to the top 10.
yes, yes, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
it's like it's $1,000 for 6 through 10, and then the prize money I think is like maybe I think $2,000 for fifth, and then it's 15,000 for that. And that's a good thing that I know people who are feeling like that. That wins physique is right now is getting the lines are blurring
Yeah,
where you look at now like I'm gonna pull this picture up real quick that I put together a while back because I do a live stream. Me and some guys, we talk about bodybuilding and we do live stream every Monday. It's called Must Talk Monday. I have that, and I was saying like, you know what? Sometimes you can't tell the difference between. If you look at here, you have Natalie Cuejo, you have
mm-hmm.
here, Ashley Jones. Now both this was when both Ashley and this was when Ashley was still in bodybuilding when she competed in Olympia back in 2022, still in
Right,
physique. Now she's in bodybuilding. You have Lavinia Barros, who's competing with bodybuilding. Even though these are three different women. Even though they're two are from two different divisions, the difference between them is almost where you can't tell which one's really bodybuilding. Even though
right.
they're doing the more feminine side chest, which is in physique.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the lines are blurring, and it's getting tougher. I know I was watching David's interview with Luciana, and she really said, she don't want to be. I know people say you think about going to win bodybuilding, but most competitors say I don't want to go there because you know it's they don't want to get that big. They like where they're at. Physique was brought in to be more streamlined compared to women's bodybuilding. Like his thing is, I'm a fan of women's bodybuilding. I call your division watered down women's bodybuilding. I wasn't a big fan of it, but since doing this content, I really learned something about it because it's a division that's there for particularly women who say, you know what, I'm not gonna grow bigger, or they just feel like, or you're like in figure now. You've seen girls who are coming up from that division to women's bodybuilding, or you see more women switching over to like division
Mm-hmm.
like wellness.
The wellness, yeah, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, and it's just I think it's about finding your place in the sport. How you process. Now you say you just jumped into physique and you want to do anything else.
Nothing else.
You didn't
Nothing
want to
else.
wear it.
And first of all, I'm not too good with the heels either.
Yeah, no one, you know, no one was like one of my favorite comedians, Chris Rock. He said, "A daddy's job is keep this little girl out of the clean heels." So
Yeah,
you know,
I can see myself in heels and trying to pose at the same time, George. I'm telling you, we'd be in some trouble there.
I interviewed one lady who says she loves her heels. She'll walk a treadmill in her heels. I mean, yeah. I mean, but some
Okay.
women, yeah, some women when they say, when they say like, hey, the judge say, you might need to go up to, physique and say, oh yeah, get off these clop hoppers. Yeah, they're happy to take off the heels. It's like I said, it's a process. I've been
Yeah.
following by them for a long time, and the sport has evolved. If you go back to like women like Corey Everson or Linda Murray, the women in the figure division have more muscle definition than them. And even if you go back to Iris Kyle, when she was competing, even now in the physique division, those women even kind of outmuscle her. But I know a lot of them were really excited when Sharonica came back and she had those classes. Look, because I interviewed Marika Jones. That's another Jones. I know no relation, and she was fourth at the show, and she won the St. Louis before, and she took fourth. I was rooting for Marika because I thought Marika's going to win, but they
Right.
went with Sharonica.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like there's a thing where with how Natalia, she won at you know at Shreveport, and I think she's bringing in, you know, if you know Italia, she earned a pro card in both physique and women's bodybuilding back in 2023.
Right.
Then she did the show in Romania right after she got a pro card, and she beat out two women who were Olympic qualified, who just did the Olympia the month before.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and if you follow her, she's going to do Omaha next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know some people don't like the idea of somebody who's already qualified doing multiple shows. Like when Natalia was doing it, Sarah, she only just do the Olympic because, hey, she's a champ now again, you know. But as a competitor, you think in your mindset it's fair when you have somebody who's already, okay, you had Natalia who one time was the Miss Olympia champion. You have someone like, who just did a show, taking the opportunity to wait for you to get to the Olympia. Now, because, you don't have point scissors anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you already had a taste of being an Olympian, okay, and if you qualify, to me, I feel like I want to go on another show to take first place away from from another person, because of course if they see me come in a show, the judges come to a show that I already I'm because it's already I'm an Olympian, I'm already shredded all the way out, so their eyes are gonna be on that person again, and I feel like second and third place, it's not gonna get look at the way how how the Olympian already look. I might be wrong, but I'm just saying. I feel step back, take lead.
Yeah, yeah. I think you might be going out. I don't know what's. Check your phone for a bit. See.
Yeah. Can you
Okay.
hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, because it's tough. Because I understand it's about when I talk to some ladies, they say, some ladies will say it's competition. It's about competing, and some competitors like, as you know, Zama Benta is going to do Tampa and Texas, and she's already qualified. She's third place. I know after she lost the title to Sarah, Natalia did the Atlantic Coast show,
Mm,
and sometimes with these competitors, some who have sponsors, the sponsors pay some of the ladies to just keep do so to be active. It's
yeah.
easier for the men's divisions, like men's open, bikini, and wellness, because there's more shows.
Right.
But even now, Physique, as you saw that Jack Tone kicked out Women's Physique from next year's St. Louis Pro, and then he's weighing on how the line is going to look for this year's Omaha. There's a possibility if there's not enough women, because these promoters, they pay a sanction fee. It's not enough women for the show, because that show was the year before. It was like the back in 2022, where it was like two women bodybuilders, and then they kicked out women's bodybuilding after that. And women's bodybuilding has so few shows next to Physique. One time they were going to be showing Texas, and then that got dropped. There was going to be another show in Atlanta, because then we got the Linda Murray show. There's another show then that got dropped. But shout out to a guy. I'm gonna say this every time I say his name. Don, I got to do this. This is my Denzel for Training Day impersonation. Yo Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. That's that Jake Wood. I got
Mhm.
actually well, yeah. I actually saw Jake Wood when my first Bible show. I saw him at Savannah, and he's been doing good work with body, but he kind of now focused more on the promotion part of it. Is he runs the Olympia, but he still has women's strength, and he put out another show in 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 California, which is just the two divisions for that show is women's bodybuilding and fitness. And I think if more promoters say, you know what, let's give more chances for these women. I know it's that it's expensive being a woman in the sport. Like I said, with you women, you got to call a customer for your other than your travel expenses, tanning,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
training, your food, this and that. Everything comes to compete for you women. You're opposed to alone. Oh, ay ay ay. That's
Yes.
right there. That's a mortgage or your car note. But with the
Yes.
guys, all they got to put on a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts
Mhm.
and just slap on some tanning. That's it.
Mhm. Yeah, we gotta do the makeup and the hair and all that. That's not easy. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
not.
it,
Mhm. Here we got a comment here. This is from this is was it Roland Grimson? It says Donna Jones looked good with short hair. I compliment her physique more, makes her look younger, and it's sexier. The judges are wrong to tell her to wear long hair. Yeah, thank you. And also this is from man Davis. He says you're a champ. So thank you, Davis. Appreciate you, Ronald. So
you.
after, yeah, I know I was here or listened to Glenn's interview with Luciana. It said that it was really kind of, bad at Ultima. If you want us to talk about it, what was the experience? Because it was your first time competing there. What was the experience for you?
um, I really think that uh, it wasn't okay. I like to meet people. I like to meet other women and stuff like that when I'm competing because I feel like we we all in we all in this journey together, you know. And for me, I'm always ready to say hi or hello or hug or get high fives and stuff. But back there this time it was just very cold. I don't know. It was just like me and Luciana. We know each other because we follow each other. We say hello to each other on Instagram and stuff. And I competed with her a couple times before, and I think also the one other lady I competed against her also. But we were the only ones that was communicating, but everybody else was quiet. And standoffish. I was like, wow. No wonder it was so cool back there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person I want to hype everybody up. Start talking or when the music come on, just start dancing or whatever. Just you come off the stage. I want to give you high five. I want to be. Everybody was like, I was like, wow, yeah, it was cold.
Yeah, because I think there was supposed to be another girl. Her name was Nicole, and she had to drop out because she was sick. Because
Yeah.
the lineup was 8 at one point, but they dropped down to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the year before, I think it had at least maybe 12. I know one lady who won the show that was Alina Romero Alvarez. She didn't come back because she's from Spain. I don't know. Maybe she's going to do a show overseas. She won it last year. That's how she got her first Olympic qualification. My man David, David, he's in love with Susan Graham. He's saying I said, David, I told you, she's not gonna win. This chick from Russia, she's gonna come in here. She has that great taper. Her abs are not as good as Susan's, not as like tight, but her
Yeah.
back and everything else is what she's gonna win this show.
Yeah. She's huge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's not that big. She just shredded to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for this woman she's around your age. She's gonna be 56 in a couple of months.
56. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it just when I first saw her when she competed a while back, and I followed the female bottom challenge, I said like this woman is 54 years old. I said, 54? I thought she was like maybe 43, 45, maybe about 40 something. I wouldn't think she was that old, almost 60,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy. I mean, like I said, there's some women that genetics is a factor, especially in bodybuilding. Also,
Yes.
hard work works into it too. But if you have the
Yes.
right genetics, if everything comes together, you can
Yes.
really hold your own. Especially, it's a lot harder for you women who are more mature, especially if you came in the sport later life. It's hard for you even to compete with these girls who are 20, 30 years old and
Right.
just, coming in with just like crazy,
Yeah.
definition.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So after the show, and this is one question I always ask you ladies, what was that thing you wanted the most? That thing that you desired? That thing that, as the other guy was says, it completes you. What was that thing you wanted?
Well, to be honest, I was dying for some fried chicken. I usually watch these Instagram picture, the foodies. I follow the foodies and stuff like that because I like to see what they think about the different types of foods and the taste and the textures and flavors and stuff like that. And every time I see them bite one of those chicken wings, I'm like, give me, please.
So give me
I
the coach said,
more along the lines, it's always a typical burger and stuff like that. But me, I was thinking about some good old chicken wings and fried. I didn't want to hear the crunch in my ear, like,
oh my God. That's what I miss about my mom cooking. When my mom used to cook for us, she cooked that fried chicken, she cooked some potatoes, some rice. Too much carbs, but some green
Mhm.
beans. I didn't eat greens like that. I eat a little bit more of the green stuff, but as a kid, I used to love that. Especially we have little family get-togethers, and who's
Yes.
cooked this, who cooked that. And, if it's
Mhm.
somebody who's good cook, you eat it. Anything else, you say, nah, I don't eat everybody's cooking. That's what my mom taught me. But yeah, I mean, food is like an important part of a diet. And I know with your kids because they have different, stuff how to feed them. You can't, sometimes the things you eat is not the things they want to eat. Because I know
Right.
some days they have to cook something different from the kids. I know kids might want chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, and you got to eat,
Mhm.
rice and chicken and broccoli.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But I did get some wings from back there because they catered pretty good for us back there. Um, that was was okay. It had they had the brisket. They had I think some chicken breast, smoked, and lots of good food. So they had chicken wings, smoked chicken wings. And they ain't had the crunch, and they had the flavor either. But I still enjoyed the wings.
It was just that meat you want to. Yeah, it's just you know.
Okay, a wing is a wing is a wing is a wing.
It was like saying you're saying like Vin Diesel says, being a yard or a mile, a win's a win. So yeah, but being a yard or a mile, a win's a wing. So yeah, I mean, you should enjoy food. Food is meant to be enjoyed. It's a healthy part of living. Sometimes
Yeah,
like I remember the great late actor Orson Welles said, people eat to live and live to eat. But like I said, you gotta be careful what you eat because you
yeah.
want to follow a good proper diet and
Mm-hmm.
things. Food is part of growing. But like I said
Right.
again, everybody thinks bodybuilding is just if I take this stuff and shoot this stuff, then boom, boom, boom. No, if you don't follow the guidelines, what your coach, your trainer, your nutrition set you up, you're not going to go any farther. It's like a lot of these young competitors, they want everything hot and ready right then and
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
if I in conversation I talk with some of you ladies, bodybuilding is not a race; it's a marathon. And
It is.
especially when you ladies who are much mature, you just hit that level of muscle maturity. Like you look at like Cher Priyami, she's 49. I think she's gonna be 40. I think yeah, she turned 49 a while back. Her physique is just amazing. She's top four competitor. You look at one person who I'm a fan of, and I love her. I'm a fanboy. I can't help it. Is Andrea Shaw. Oh my god, she's just
Beautiful.
beautiful. She has a
Mm-hmm.
great music. Someone else is like amazing. It's like right here. Uh this is like I said, this is why I said down. I love black female bodybuilders. Like Ashley Jones, Andrea, Mila Ash.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the other one too, but it's just that the beauty and the muscles that comes with it. I'm sorry, Ashley
Yeah.
pops up again. I just love this picture of her. That was from the Olympia back in 2022. And there's a process to this. People got to understand. And it's not simple. Is you have to put in the work and the effort and the time. And I know there's times that you wish you would spend more with your kids and you wish you can do more for yourself. And we all know, instead again, bodybuilding is not a very lucrative sport. There's no real
Mm-hmm.
money in it,
Mm-mm.
as you know, unless you're in the men's division where you can make money. Because I say it like this, and I'm always gonna say like this: the men's division, if you know the pimping game, is the bottom bitch. You see that Arnold's always shooting up for next year's Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. They'll shoot at the $500,000 for the men's division, but then you cut out physique, women's bodybuilding, and
Mm-hmm.
figure.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to kick at the money for what? If you can't have the money for those divisions, where you get the money for men's divisions?
I
It's
know.
double standard.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It gets frustrating, doesn't it?
Yep. A
So,
lot of people, a lot of women was upset about that.
well, I'm like this. One of my favorite comedians is Bernie Mac. And I remember from House Party 3, it says, if people don't like you, son, this is what I say, fuck them. Fuck them. Put handcuffs to arms and crackers of lips. Because that's what I think. Like, I'd say I was a big fan of Arnold growing up. I was a fan of the movies. I loved the Terminator, the Predator, the Conan. He said like, he said, question your enemies, some duty for you in the lamentation of the women. That's Conan, and I used to love that. But then from doing this content and talking to other people, I really feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger he's a. That's why I like Sly. I don't like Sly Stallone's politics, but I like Sly Stallone. He has one thing over Schwarzenegger. He's always gonna have that. Is that Oscar? And people like what Andrea did and what Whitney Jones, what Whitney Jones did and City Gideon did, creating a show like the Triple O Dynasty, where
Yeah.
I think it's women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure. They have a place. And Jake went straight with it did with say women's bodybuilding when the IFB pretty much try to push it out of the Olympia and other shows. But even you ladies are starting getting that stink eye too, where the shows are getting dropped off a little bit. I think there's a show in Mississippi. That's coming up. It's a new show, and again, it's a lot of work, and you ladies deserve the recognition and respect just as much as the other divisions.
Yes. Yes. True that.
Yes, because they like to, you say screw that. I see the other word, but so folks, we do appreciate her time and we like to thank her for coming through here. I know she's a busy lady. She just moved. It's tough. She got kids to take care of, stuff like that. And what's the plan for the season? Are you, like I said, I saw you, David, say you're going to sit out because of some issues. So you think you can come back next year, or what you want to do?
Yeah, we're gonna work on all the things that the few things that she said, that the head judge point out. So he he thinks that it's time now that we go on a longer off season and grow more, work hard, and see where we go by the end of the year. And the new list comes out, we'll go from there.
All right, that's okay. We wait for the new list because sometimes it drops shows and pick up shows. And
Yes,
this is the thing about bodybuilding special sport. Are you having sponsors, or are you doing all this on your own?
I'm doing it on my own. I don't have not one sponsor.
Yeah,
And my friends and family, they're the ones that come forward sometimes and do a little collection here for me and there, and to help. But no
yeah,
sponsor yet. Hey,
yeah.
sponsor, how are you? Hey, I'm
Yeah,
right
I know. One thing with sponsorship does help because they can cover costs. Like if you want to travel to a show, they cover costs. So I talked to some ladies. This one lady, right now, her name is Tracy Guy. She just got a pro card about a month ago. She's going to do Toronto. She's already here. She's already over in Toronto because she's come from Australia, and her sponsor for this show. There's some ladies that, as we all know, a lot of ladies what to do to make some money. They do, as I call them, excuse my language, ma'am. I call them the beat meat websites, OnlyFans, her biceps, stuff like that. Some of them do the
there.
photo sessions. That does help out after shows because that's nice. You preach yourself. But I know you are a godly woman. You have kids. You want to set a good example, and you don't want to do something that doesn't, take too much away from you or take advantage of you or and whatever else. But I think this is why I like this. Sponsorship does help. And I tell guys out there, I know you guys out there who follow these women, you're a fan of these women, you follow them and you support them. But if you can do something little as like, okay, a small donation, but don't look for nothing in turn for it. Just say, I want to help you out. If you work at a motel and she's doing a show in that area, hey, tell her, hey, we cover the cost of your board. If you got we might get it back. We gotta wait. If you do rental cars, say, hey, we cover costs if we rent a car. We're a sponsor. We help you out. But we know there's guys out there. He says, hey there, Donna. You're a nice little island girl, but if I do a favor for you, yeah, no, God, stop it. Say it like this: says Mrs. Jones, we have a plan. You have to take a look to you. We love your energy. We have a product. We want you to be a spokesperson for our product. So if we can help you in your process as an athlete and you like our product, we will help you next time when you do a show, take care of your posing suits, your expense costs, even your tanning. Anything you need from us, we're happy to help you. Because it's tough to be a women's sport because there's no money in bodybuilding unless you are the top tier and unless you're in the divisions where it's sponsored with no money, like men's open, the men's classic, what I call men's bikini, and also wellness and bikini, because those are the divisions that are more aesthetically pleasing to the everyday person. What what's wrong? You got to go in and out. I think she's something with a sound. I think her sound is out. Wait a minute, her sound is out, folks. Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you just say wait a minute. I'm gonna see a thing in private. Say go in and out. Okay, go in and out if you can. Just go out and come back in. Maybe see get the sound back. See, you see it? Go in and go out. Go out, go in. Yeah. Can you hear me? Wait, let me see if I can see you. Go out of the stream and come back in. Click out and come back in and see what you do. Click out and come back in. Yeah, click out and come back in. Okay. Okay. We'll give her a minute. We'll let her click out and come back in because, technical difficulties, folks. We'll give her a minute and let's see what happens. We give her a few minutes, folks, and we see what happened. You know, here we have here. I'm not gonna ask that questions. Also, this is from Dad says keep it respect female bodybuilders like Donna. Thank you. Um, she says, is she single? We'll ask her if she comes back, but you know what? I don't think she might be. She might not be. She may not be you. She's looking for balls deep. And here, we got a lot of questions. We're gonna give her a minute. So hope she can. Hope she can. She saw the message. Say, let me do something real quick. Where's the? Okay. 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 We'll wait and see what's happening. It might be some issues on her end. Yeah. All right. He says this is from man. Um, the Joker is doing some joking, jokering. That could be it. Oh, but folks, I don't know. Maybe we have a technical difficulty issue. We'll wait and see. Okay. I'm waiting on the folks and see. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. A call
That's
came
all
in.
right.
It just knocked us completely out.
Yeah, it happens, especially, it's technical difficulties. It's not the first time. I was doing an interview and next to the lady froze and then, she couldn't come back. But like I was saying, I think sponsorship will help you in the long run. And maybe your church can help out because I know a lot of ladies they do a lot of the OnlyFans, they do GoFundMe's. Try because if you I know once was that you can't if you do GoFundMe you can't afford to compete. But I one thing I think this is my personal belief. I think there should be more because when you hit the pro level, it should be more benefits as a pro. Like you
Mm-hmm.
have kids that need you all the time, and you like I said, you have family members and stuff like that. But I think one thing should happen, like you should have like a job, like if like most athletes, it should be benefits. Like if something happens to you, you get hurt, you get injured, you don't have to pay out of your pocket. When you go to the hospital.
Right.
If you decide, after putting so many years, because you got to pay every year for a pro card to keep registered. That
Mm-hmm.
money could go to like a 401k, for insurance, health and life insurance, because I'm talking to ladies that after a while doing the sport can really affect your body, and you also have issues yourself, the thing with the cysts and other stuff.
Yeah.
Those things are important for you athletes. This is just bodybuilding is like a money pit. You keep throwing money
Mm-hmm.
in it, and even if you do a show, like you do a show like the Texas Pro, you win first place. That's $15,000. That can make a difference. But
Mm-hmm.
then you do a show where you get $2,000, $3,000. You just not even really breaking even.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there should be a lot more consideration, and the money's there. I know it goes like the multiple promoters going to put it towards, when it gets sponsored. Is like if you think about it, like if a big company, like other than some nutrition company or some supplement company or some fitness company, if you're like a company like this, like you're dehydrated, you're tired after show, waters are always good. You want some with electrolytes, or you take some,
Mm-hmm.
they help you out, like
Yeah.
Propel. That's Pepsi. It's sort of like a
Mm-hmm.
Pepsi, like company like Pepsi can invest in bodybuilding. That's big money right there,
Right.
Or there's a lot of companies, if they can get into bodybuilding and bring the money to it, it'll help it. But the problem is bodybuilding is not considered a mainstream sport, and it's always the issue, because the fact is, it's because the whole thing about the steroids is only the small factor of being a bodybuilder. It's not
Right.
the whole thing of it. But you look at other
Yes.
sports, there's always stories we hear, like in baseball. This boxer got busted for taking because he passed dirty on his test. I do content on MMA, and MMA fighters get busted for it. But
Mm-hmm.
bodybuilders always get a look because you're developing body, and they know there's natural bodybuilding, but it's not as popular because, um, like there's AJO, the Free Your Body Challenge says, everyone likes the big freaky chicks, but it's just a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's true.
yeah.
A lot.
So what would you, as yourself as a competitor, what would you want out of the sport as a whole?
I think that now at this stage that I'm at right now, I I pretty much I just want to step on what Olympian stage. If I do that, I think that I will be all well and happy, and I would hang my belt up. I still like the sport. I would still be around the sport, but I don't think that I'll be competing at this level. It's too much wear and tear on the body, and I think that after a while, as a woman especially, I think you should bow down, but bow out, or what you call it, tap out, something like that.
Yeah, tap out, quit,
So
change.
yeah, I am on the verge of tapping out, but I want to accomplish, one thing, and that's the whatever stage that I make it to, Open Olympia or Masters Olympia, that would be my last. That would be my last year. I would say goodbye to the sport, but I would still be in it, but not be competing at this level.
Hmm. I understand, because like a lot of the guys who follow these women in bodybuilding, they want to see you. No, you can't stay for it forever. Like some after a while, you really want to live your life. Me
Yeah.
personally, my favorite bodybuilder, like Margie, when she stepped away from bodybuilding. I was a fan of Margie Martin. She stepped away. I respect that. Lena Pope, when she stepped away, I got to meet Lena Pope in Savannah back in 2022. I saw Linda Murray there, and and Amy Vicky, who does Muscle Angels, she had a great physique back in the day. And it's important for your mindset, your health, and also your pockets. If you
Mm-hmm.
can in the background, maybe as a coach or a trainer, I think there should be more women who can promote the bodybuilding. Like you have Linda Murray, you have Sid Gillen, she promotes shows. You have
Mm-hmm.
now Triple O Dynasty. I think there'd be more opportunities for it, but it's up to the IFBB to really give you women opportunity, because you think about it, the sport 6% is the women. Good
Right.
influencer is bikini and wellness, because they're becoming stacked divisions.
Yeah.
You know, but we all know, it said again, it's always going to be the guys, because they're the ones that bring the opponents. Like, I got a friend of mine, he lives in New York. He went to the New York Pro over in Jersey. He said most people, after the guys were done, they started leaving, even doing a bikini show, because me personally, I don't want to see no guy in a speedo. That don't yeah that don't, I'm like this. It may not be the age, but I'm still down with the ladies. I mean,
Right.
yeah. But it's just, there's a lot to the sport, and like I said, doing this content and talking with you ladies like yourself, like I said, it's just, I learned some stuff. I keep learning things, and this is like this. You have your boots on the ground, 10 toes down, and
Mhm.
I love talking to people like you. I had talked to a lady the other day, who's IFBB Pro. That was Monica uh, Vega. She did New York Pro, and she's a mom like yourself. She has 2 kids, and she's from another country. She's originally from Mexico, but she lives in California. And actually, she's from California, but her family's from Mexico, and really learning what passion you have here for the sport, and talking for like you lady from Barbados. It makes me feel like my one of my favorite characters from Martin. I feel like Jerome. I'm a international player from the Himalayas, and get to know that there's so many. Like, I talk to women in Australia, women from South Africa, the UK, Canada, here and there, and y'all have some in common. You have a passion for the sport, and
Mhm.
and you enjoy what you do. I think, I said again, as a fan of you ladies, I think you see more offered for you. The little
Yeah.
things happen, like when we say you find it when you retire, you say, I'm done for bodybuilding. You have a nice pension waiting for you to take care of your needs, so like that. So
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
like I said, like I said, the Masters Olympia, I think it's supposed to come back in next year. They don't know what they're going to do. They might do an invite, or you might have to. I think some say they might say that if you win a Master show, that might put your application in for the Masters Olympia. I talked to one lady. She's a figure competitor. She won in her master class at a show in Georgia, and I think she said that might be her invite to next year's Masters Olympia.
Right.
Yeah, and, Linda, she has a Masters show, Tampa Bay, Chicago. There's also a couple other shows out the way, and there's a lot of opportunity for you ladies. Like I said, it's really, the sport is being more inclusive, not just to the younger generation. You have people like yourself who are over 50, and who are women who are 60. There's one lady who competed at the Triple O Dynasty. She was 71 years old in figure,
Wee.
and you would, yeah, yeah, it's just really, it's a lot of work. And
Yeah.
I gotta respect you ladies. And yes, as much as Smo, like this old Smo saying, Donna said, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. So and we respect who you are as a competitor, as a woman, and as an athlete.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
before I let you go, you have anybody you want to shout out to, or anybody you want some appreciation for?
Yes, I want to shout out to my coach, Chris Darby, of course, my posing coach, Macy, my teammates, Missy, and Alicia, um, Adriana, all the people that came out to support me, my family, my entire family, way back in Barbados. I love you guys so much. And I'm so happy and so overwhelmed with all the support that I've been getting from some of my followers. Is like crazy. It's like people just lift me up every day. About you know how good I look on stage. That they love my posing and stuff like that. Um, I thank you. You're my followers, and I love you guys. And I thank you, George, for inviting me here. You know, we need this. We need a place where we can be seen and heard all at the same time. And to talk about the leading up to a show, or the things that we've been through, because it's not just getting your body all chiseled out, but mentally, when it shuts down here, your body's kind of shut down too. And if you don't have that support, it doesn't work. it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to pretty much get me from here, from point A to point B to that stage. And this village, I just want to say thank you, and I love you guys so much. And just stay tuned for see what the year brings.
Well, I have a quote from my favorite movie. That's from Batman Begins at the end, where Jim Gordon says to Batman, says, "I never said thank you," and Batman turns around and says, "You never have to," because I do this because you ladies deserve a voice. There's guys like David, who he's a fan. I got a friend of mine. His name's KL, the Wanderer. There's also Glenn Young Senior. He sponsors Ashley Jones and Teresa Vosick and Helen Trevino. He's right here in my home state of North Carolina. He's down the road from my state yet. There's a female botany channel. There's Ryan Johnson, DD on the spot. There's also a couple of ladies who I remember, Rose and Lisa. They are figure competitors from Australia. They do even win figure. We give y'all ladies the voice that needed to be, because everybody's gonna focus on the guys because they're always the ones that get the attention. But you ladies deserve much attention because there's a lot of time you put in. I know I would love to have Andrea Shaw on here. I would love to have Ashley. I would love to have Helen Trevino. I love to have. I even meet Irene Anderson when I went to Savannah and saw her compete that year before she took a step away from it. I would love to have those ladies on here, but I enjoy having women like yourself. And and I enjoy talking to y'all. I was maybe someday I might, I used to have family in Texas. I had a niece, she lives in Atlanta. I was thinking about going to Atlanta, but my car, it just, the car, I just, I had to get it fixed. And I was thinking about go and check out the Linda Murray show, Atlanta. I just do this content because you ladies deserve a voice. I'm a fan, and this is something that helped me when I was taking care of my mom. Something to give me helping my mindset. And for yourself, you got your kids to take care of. You got this, you deserve all what you deserve out of it. And and to quote my other guy, he says, "This is Donna. If you're good at something, never do it for free."
True.
Yeah, it's just it. But folks, if you're interested in following Donna, also here there, if you're someone, and I tell you guys out there, if you spend money on sessions and stuff like that, you can put that towards an athlete. Maybe, like I said, not much. If you're someone who knows who does posing suits, you can do a discount. Some ladies buy used or rent posing suits, but you might want to say, we might want to get you a better posing suit, or we might want to set you up with somebody who can get you from point pro B. If somebody even, hey, you see Donna at the gas station, hey Donna, let me buy your gas, and or she's shopping, she got these kids to shop for. Let me help you out, give me a discount. Those little things help these women in the long run. She's a mom, she's a grandma, she's passionate. I had one guy ask you, "Are you single?" Or like there's an old saying, "Excuse me, miss, is your husband married?" But the fact is, these women put a lot of hard work in this sport.
Yes.
And they deserve as much as they put into it. This sport, most of the time you're competing more in the red and the black. Because in the black, that's when you have the money. In the red, you just pretty much broke. I've been in the red quite a few times. But folks, if you want to follow Donna and you are serious about maybe helping her out, sponsoring her, and not looking for anything, nothing but see her reach her goal, her social media stuff is in the description of the link of this live stream. Check her out. Reach out to her. Have a genuine plan and have genuine interest. Don't be that weird guy saying you saw her the last show, you saw her back, and you got a tickle in the pickle. No, stop that. Get some help. Come on. I know delays excite you, but come on, have some respect. You get more with a silk glove than with an iron fist. And I know what you do with that fist. I've been one of you. Well, ma'am, I like to say I appreciate you for taking the time. This has been something a long time coming. I'm glad I got sometimes some things are good when you wait for them, get the opportunity. But I wish you all the best. Wish you good luck. Maybe if you do a show and if it's possible, if I can come make it and come see you live, I'll be happy to be there. Like I said, I got to get my car out of the shop next week. I need it. I live out the country. I live in a town, but we don't got public transportation. You need a car to get where you want to get to. And sometimes I brought my sister's truck every now and then, but I like to have my own. You know how it is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we appreciate you. More shout out to people who was here. My man Balls Deep, Davis, Lawrence Perkins, everybody who's here in the live stream and watching this video. Support us and follow us on social media. If you're someone out there who's interested in helping Donna in her path, uh, be genuine, have interest, and you know my rules, guys. This is if lady got kids, she's a grandma. No D pics. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it.
Okay. Yes. Stop it.
Stop.
All right, ma'am. I'm gonna let you go. I will say
Yes,
good luck
sir.
on your move.
Okay.
Don't call me sir. My dad was sir. I'm because I know you're being polite. It's those Irish Barbados people. Y'all polite. You know, we're Black Americans. We're not that polite, but we try to be nice as we can be. But my mom raised me say, ma'am, I really appreciate your time. I thank you, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
Good night. Anyway, folks, I'd like to thank you for coming to watch this video if you missed it. Follow Donna and me on social media platforms. And also, if you're someone interested in sponsoring her, if you have a plan, make sure it's genuine and make sure it's something to really help her out, especially her family. Anyway, this is Man Wait Your Page, aka the Emperor of Film About Big Talk. Good night, good evening, and good morning.
Good night.